Most SwiftUI tutorials teach one small feature at a asks all different types of questions using the AI and how to create a class you can use where you have to select the right answer. So instead of stitching together, before we start building, I've added a free complete SwiftUI project. Let's turn a basic SwiftUI screen into a polished premium interface, one reusable component at a time. So the first thing we need to do is to create a new SwiftUI view, which will be stored within our components folder. So let's create that view now. And let me delete that one and use the actual template. Select SwiftUI view, use the interface. For the actual view, we call it background view. So this is the actual background view we'll be creating. That includes all of these gradient colors, as you can see in the background. I'll just copy the system aware variant colors for the background. Just copy it and paste it from the clipboard. I'll also paste the opacity and blur constraints, or the blur constants, I mean. And the other variables I need to copy and paste is for the geometry of the blobs. Next thing we need to do is to add the following within the body. So I need to create a Z stack. So what we're doing here, we'll be creating a base gradient, which will start from the system background to keep the contrast acceptable in both light and dark mode. The next thing we need to do is to create our primary blob using a circle. But we also need to be aware, because heavy blur stats can be costly in lists and in scroll views. As you can see within the preview, we have our array of colors. Which includes different shades. For the second blob, we do something similar, so just copy and paste from the clipboard. The next SwiftUI file we need to create is for our Go selector view, and the purpose of that view is to enable the user to select their Go, such as improve their SwiftUI, learn Swift data, prepare for interviews, debug faster, improve architecture, or build a portfolio, or you can add additional goes there if you want to. So that's the next thing we need to do. Within our coach folder, we need to create another folder and call it views. And now we can add our new SwiftUI file that's called Go Selector View. And then just type in the following. And it's important to keep this source of truth outside to avoid local state drift. and that callback is needed for selection change. The next thing we need to do is to put the following within our view body. And this will include the horizontal scroller of the chips. And the reason why show indicator is off, it's good for compact chip row. And also, if you expect many items, consider using scroll target layout and scroll position for better focus keyboard support. At the moment, our selectable chip view doesn't exist as yet. So at the moment, this will not compile. We'll fix that later. The next thing we need to do is to propagate the selection upstream. If you want haptics injected, then here to avoid the view population. On line 31 we include edge padding for comfortable scroll affordance. And then we just include a bit of breathing room around the chip row. And set the background to ultra thin material. For the preview, I'll just copy and paste the actual code and then fix it later on. As you can see at the moment, there's a file that hasn't been created as yet, which is selectable chip view. The visual foundation is now in place. Next, we'll build the custom header and add the listening, speaking, and quick action controls that brings the app to life. I'll see you in the next episode.